got rid of my time-consuming, time-sucking middle management job in logistics because it was taking away from my financial plans, right? My financial plans involved a full-time job and also extra work, whether that be part-time, full-time, gig economy work, and so forth and so on. In my situation, I chose to get into the gig economy because of where I am and how prevalent it is in this community where I am and how prosperous it is. So I decided it was a great opportunity for me to get rid of this time consuming full-time management job because I was working that job anywhere from 60 hours a week all the way up to 100 hours a week. Okay. And that was just not going to be economically viable for me. So I had to make that decision. And I would say that being, financially literate, being in a gray space financially, being able to tell my money what to do, it put me on a platform to make that decision because I can take some risk knowing that I got money backing me up, okay, in various accounts. So I'm going to share with you guys, I'm going to jump right into it and share with you guys what I'm doing. And again, at the end of the video, I'm going to share with you guys the magic of what I'm doing with that money and where I'm putting it. Again, it's not to give you guys a blueprint for you. This is just me, what I'm doing in my life. I'm not guaranteeing anything. I'm not telling you that you can have the same results, but these are my results. I'm just simply sharing my life with you, sharing my journey with you, sharing how much money I made and what I'm doing with this money, okay? Okay, guys, so the first app I want to share with you guys and how much I'm making is Spark. This is a Spark app. It's called Spark. You can download that from the Play Store, from Google Play Store if you have Android, for example. So let me go through this. Spark is let me go ahead and describe it to you, and then I'm going to go share with you what I have here, okay? Spark is a app that covers deliveries for Walmart and Sam's Club, okay? Sam's Club and Walmart contract with people like me, independent contractors, to cover their deliveries, both package delivery and grocery delivery, okay? And so what I do is I get off I still have a full-time job, even though I got rid of my time-consuming, time-sucking middle management job, and I leverage that time I had to apply it to my gig business and parlay that to earnings that I use to put in other places for my advantage. Okay, so instead of me working 60, 80 hours or 100 hours a week, I can use that time wisely to put my energy into other things. All right, and so I get off. I still have a full-time job. I work that full-time job, usually 36, 37, 38, 39, 40 hours a week. I get off there around 1 o'clock, 1:30, 2 o'clock. I jump to my gig work. Usually, I jump to Spark first. I do Spark first. So I'll go cover Walmart and Sam's Club first. Okay? Now, let's go through here, and I'm going to show you guys how much I've made. Let's go back to... You see down here, that up top there is just this week. Let's not concentrate on that right now. What you see up here, let me take myself down here. This is for this week. Let's cover that last, okay? Now, go down the list here. I'm going to show you, it takes me back to the beginning of the year, okay? This is January 6th, first paycheck, or the first week in January through January 12th. And you guys can go through here and see how much I make each week on the Spark app. Now, I usually, like I said before, I told you guys, I usually I get out of my full-time job usually between 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock. I can usually jump to do Spark first, like I said before. I usually work Spark a few hours, maybe 2 to 3 hours, 3.5. Now, sometimes 4 hours. Sometimes I'll switch over. If I get out of my full-time job at 1:30, 2 o'clock, for example, I'll work the Spark app until 6 or 6:30, sometimes 7 o'clock if I have some good orders, okay? and then I'll go to my next app I'm going to share with you guys. Okay, so let's go down here. Beginning of January, you see here $546.95 per that week. The next week, and I get paid on the Spark app, guys, every Tuesday. Okay, and so you get paid once a week. It's direct deposit right into my bank account. Okay, so 546.95, 447.01, 463.65, and so forth and so on. Now I've had, and it's one thing about these apps, guys. It's every week is different. No week are the same, and you see here in the results of the paychecks, right? They're all different. Go down to the high of, like, see that down there, February 3rd through February 9th. That was a big week. You have your big weeks, you have a small weeks, right? Or smaller weeks. So that one there, February 3rd, $669.66. That's pretty good for one app, guys. You see that February 10th, February 16th, I had a Vegas trip. And so if you take time off on the gig apps, for example, that's just time you're taking off. You don't get paid for that. It's not like a full-time job where you have your PTO time, your sick leave, and your time off. That's one of the drawbacks of working for yourself, guys. Being an independent contractor, you're on your own. So the time you take off is the time you miss. All right. So you don't get that. You don't get a chance to get that bag when you take time off. So I was in Vegas that week. So obviously you see there 311.81 for February 10th through the 16th. A little slower week that week. But as you guys see, what these gig apps can do for me, and this is why I decided that it's going to be more profitable for me to work for myself and more peaceful for me to work for myself than working for a ratty company, working 80 hours, 100 hours a week. All right, on a management job that's going to put a lot of pressure on me and take away from my spiritual and mental health. Right. So I'm at peace of mind, man. I'm doing my own thing, and it's great to work for myself, even though there is an earning limit you can make because you're just working for yourself. You don't have employees where you can leverage their time to make more money. Okay, so it's just yourself when you're working these gig apps. Okay, so there you guys have it. Like I said before, you guys have any questions, man, definitely get a hold of me. You can reach out to me in my personal email down below. I'll leave that in the description box. Okay, so if you guys have any questions on this too, you're welcome to get at me. Okay, so I'm just going to use one of these for example. I'm going to go into one of these weeks and you can see what I did throughout that week. Okay, and then I'm going to jump to my other app I'm going to share with you guys. All right, so I'm going to press the highest earning week I had, February 3rd, and as you look at this, here's the weekly breakdown, the daily breakdown of that week, for example, right? So this just give you guys an example of what I did that week, starting Monday. Now, when I first started these gig apps, guys, I worked, you guys know about me, you long-term guys know about me. K-2 is a grinder, okay? I've been busting my butt for a long time, 7 days a week, all right? Getting 3-4 hours of sleep, maybe, okay? So as you guys see here, it goes Monday through Saturday, Sunday. I'm taking off Saturdays now, still working some Sundays. I started back working Sundays, so we'll see how that goes. And I have a goal of just taking off the weekends completely, but we'll see how that goes. It's hard to get me away from it, guys, but my goal is to get away from Saturdays and Sundays. But let's go through it. Monday, decent day. I usually try to get $100 on each app. So my goal is when I'm going into these gig apps, guys, at night when I get done my full-time job, I want to bust 100 on each one, right? And so, again, stay tuned for the other one I'm getting ready to describe to you guys. But let's go here. February the 3rd, Monday, $111.02. Not bad, not bad. And also, if you press that, guys, it can tell you each run you made that particular day. So it's a pretty good breakdown that Spark has. All right. You can see the breakdown of what I had, right? You can see each run I had and how many orders it was, right? For example. So it's a pretty good app, Tuesday, 109, Wednesday, big day, 137.83. So you guys can understand by going through this list here how this app could go, right? There's like I said, every day is different, right? Look at that. All right, so let's get out of here. And again, if you guys have any questions, let me know. And let me know also, like I said before, let me know if you guys want me to break this down further in another video. I'm welcome to do that for you guys if you want me to do that. All right, let's go to the other app here now. Before I do that, let's go back. So what you guys see here today, see that up top there? See the bars? That's this week. All right, that's how much money I made this week. Today is Thursday night, and so that's how much I made this week. All right, see that 344.50? That's the total right now, and I'm gonna add Friday, tomorrow, and Sunday. I'll do some Sunday work, and we'll see what that adds up to. All right. So let's go to the next one. All right, let me put myself down here out the way a little bit. All right, so this app here is called GoPuff. And if you haven't heard of GoPuff before, guys, GoPuff is a grocery store fulfillment app. And it covers a lot of cities across the United States. A lot of major cities across the United States have a GoPuff fulfillment center. Some have multiple locations. And where I am, it's a big warehouse. It's a big warehouse grocery store, guys. And what you do is on the app, it tells you where to go. It tells you where to you show up in a parking lot. They send all the information to your app. The app, for example, they'll share with you, where you go into the building to pick up your product, for example, right? They send you to a bin. Most of the stuff is in bags. You pick the bags up. Someone's ordered these bags. You drive the stuff to their business or their house, and you make the delivery. All right. And so that's how it goes. You make the delivery and you head back for more deliveries, right? Okay. So let's go into this, guys. So this is this week. You see what I made today, $85.25. That's just tonight. And the total is $246.23 per week. Now, before I was making pretty good money on GoPuff. Recently, GoPuff is kind of, taking a dip a little bit. Now I work the Spark app a little more, but you work both of them in conjunction, right? You can do Spark. Like for me, I do Spark and then I go do GoPuff. Now, before I was working Spark, I was just doing GoPuff. I was just killing GoPuff. I mean, I would work that, 40 to 60 hours a week. And as I go through this here, like I said, now Spark is my main money maker, but I'll just supplement that with my GoPuff. I work them in conjunction. And what I say, guys, is if I would give anybody, if someone asked me about apps, I would just tell them, do two, right? Always have a backup one. Don't just rely on one, right? Have two. And I can explain that to you guys if you want me to in another video, all right? So for me, it's always good to have two and, work one and then work one as a backup. And I've worked both these in conjunction, all right? So this is this week. That's last week. And again, I used to do a whole lot better on GoPuff, but like I say, they both add up, guys, at the end of the week to be pretty good. And I'll explain to you guys how much I made, how much I'm making on these here, okay? Okay, so let me jump to my budget and I can show you guys here. And I can share with you guys, all right? That's one, okay. So this is my gig business here, right? So this is my budget for this month. I projected to make $3,200. Right now, I've already made $1,572.72. All right. So if I were to go, that's for March. If I were to go back to February, I made, and it's kind of been down this particular time of the year. It's a little down. Usually I make a little more than this, but guys can see how much I'm making. I came short of my projection last month, $2,800. Let's go to January. My projection was to make 26. I made 20, a little over 25 and change. Like I said, it's a little down. Usually I make a little more, but you can see as I'm going through the months, excuse me, how much how I'm making. Projected in December was 3,600. Made 34, a little over 34 and change. Let's go to November. November last year, I'm projected to make 29. I made 25. And October of last year, I believe that was a big month. So you guys can see that. Look at the potential of what I did last year in October. I projected to make the 42 and I made 42, exactly that, 42, 75, 87. So that was a big month. You see down here each week I made, and this is combined, guys. This is combined Spark and GoPuff. The combined money on each one, the combined paychecks. So look at that. If you look down that list there, October 1, 916, October 8th paycheck for each one, for the total of each one was 961, so forth and so on. So that was a big month. So let's just give you guys an example of what you can do. And again, it's not to guarantee you guys going to do it. It's just what I'm doing. But I wanted to share with you guys this because just to give you perspective what's possible of when you're debt free, when you got your money right, what you can do for yourself, right? Sometimes you go on a limb to take a risk and to have your own business, and it can be profitable for you, and it can be peaceful for you, and to help you with your mental health and your spiritual health, right? Knowing that this is all you, and you feel good about having something your own, okay? Versus working for somebody else, a ratty company for 60, 70, 80 hours a week, up to 100 hours a week, right? That's gonna drain your spiritual and your mental health, okay? All right, guys, so there you have it. Any questions, let me know. I'll leave my personal email in the description box down below. All right, back to the video. In August of 2013, I started my debt-free journey at a time in my life where I really needed it. I was just got off the street again for the second time during my journey, and I didn't have any hope. For someone like me to think that I would be six-figure net worth in 10, 11 years after starting my debt-free journey, I didn't think it would happen. I was in a bad spot, and I came to a realization that I got tired of living like that, like I did before. The cycle of poverty, what I call it, continued when I was 45 years old, and I decided to put my foot down. I stopped it because I figured out that for the first time in my life that I had all control. It wasn't the white man's fault. It wasn't the system's fault. It wasn't my ancestors' fault. It wasn't my brother's fault. It wasn't my mother's fault. It wasn't my daughter's fault. It was my fault. And so I took total ownership of where I was. And that's where it started to change. I had a 45-minute session with myself in the mirror one fateful night back in 2015 that solved it all. And that's where I am right now, guys. In 2025, six-figure net worth. Hard to believe. I go back now, look at my journal, and I look at what I went through. It sets the stage for what I'm getting ready to say to you guys right now. During my journey, I've documented my journey. I started this YouTube channel to give you guys hope, to offer a beacon of hope for you guys that if I can do it, you guys can do it. I've also offered, tips and nuggets throughout my journey on YouTube here to give you guys some ways that can help you guys out for your budget, to put you guys in this position to build wealth for yourselves. But now I'm getting ready to offer something to you guys. Here's my update, guys. I'm getting ready to offer something that's unprecedented on YouTube, not only on YouTube, but any other platform. Now I'm dropping this nugget for you guys for the first time. Something that's never heard of on any other platform. I'm going to offer it right now, right? That's going to, take me to another level. I always tell you guys at the end of my video, take it to another level, right? Now I'm getting ready to take it to another level, guys. And I love to have your input, love to have your help, and I love to have some accountability partners, right? Because I'm probably not going to have one, right? I got debt-free on my own without accountability partner, but I think this time I'm going to need one, right? So I'm going to, for my next video, I'm going to start what I call my $500,000 challenge, net worth challenge. So I'm putting a number figure on my net worth, guys. I'm putting a number figure on my challenge and a $500,000 net worth, or what I call a $500,000 ticket, right? So again, that is my update, guys. That is my announcement. I hope you guys can follow me during my journey. It's going to start with my next video. Again, my YouTube channel is going to change slightly. I'm still going to give out tips and nuggets along my way to help you guys out. But 75% of my YouTube channel now is going to be to my $500,000 challenge, starting with my next video, okay? In that challenge, you're going to see all my documentation, all my transparency, all my accounts, including how much I'm getting paid, my budget. I'm going to go through all that with you guys, all my investments, all that. Now, it's not strange that someone's doing a vlog on their everyday life to better themselves, but now you're going to see total transparency, right, guys? You're going to see everything that's involved in my life to get me where I need to go, okay? I once thought that, have you guys ever thought that you ever have someone that you knew that got to be wealthy, rich, wealthy, or well off, and you always wonder how they got there? I did the same with my auntie on my mother's side. Her and her husband started early, started young, and they worked hard together. And together they built a real estate empire. They had multiple properties, accumulated over the years, and they became millionaires. And I always wondered how they do it. I always wondered, man, if they had some type of daily, video routine to show how they did it, that would be nice to see. And that was part of my reasoning to do this. And to also honor my ancestors, but also I'm doing this to leave a video legacy of myself one day when I'm not here. So my family downline can see this. How did Kminustwo do it? This is how he did it. All right, guys, so hopefully you can follow me. I'm going to need all the help I can get, man. I'm definitely going to need some accountability partners. So, again, I always tell you guys, take it to another level. Now you're going to see Kminustwo take it to another level. Stay tuned, guys. All right, let's get back to the video. Take care. So I show you guys what I'm doing on my gig apps just to give you perspective, not guaranteeing results for you. It's only what I'm doing right now in my life, my financial life. Those are my results. I cannot guarantee those results will be for you if you choose to do gig apps in your city, in your location where you are, all right, wherever that may be, all right? So only my results and my financial situation, what I got going on, okay? But that's only just to give you guys a perspective of what's possible if you have your, if you have your financial life in order, for example, right? Okay, so my plan, guys, was to always have a full-time job in my plan, right? So I started, like I said, I started back in 2013. I started putting things in place. I started formulating my plan. It was going to go all the way up to my 62nd birthday. 17 years will be the time that's covered. And so my ideal plan was to always have a full-time job, whether that would mean, whatever that would be. But that full-time job would have to allow time for me to do my extra work, right? I knew I would have to, in my plan, guys, I knew I would have to do something extra other than my full-time job. Now, I took a scale back, right? I'm still working a full-time job. I'm a route driver now, right? When I was in middle management, of course, I was making more money. But for me, the time and peace, freedom that I'm getting, right, what I'm doing right now, right, versus me taking all my time and putting all my energy and sweat and soul into that full-time, nagging full-time job that was time-sucking, right? it didn't allow me time to do anything else, right? So I knew that was not going to be fruitful in my financial plan. So sometimes you gain by scaling back, and that's exactly what I did. I scaled back, making less money now on my full time, but I'm off early now on my full time, which allows me time to go out and do my thing at nights and weekends, okay? So my plan was to make money on my gig work and to apply it to my investments, right? And so in the next video, I'm going to share with you guys what I'm doing with all of my gig work money. I'm breaking it down into 3 different sections, right? The one section I will cover on this video is that part of that money I'm using to fund my investments, right? I've used that to max out my Roth IRA, right? So for each time, each week, I get money taken out of my paychecks, right? Of my gig work paychecks, right? $159.57 each week goes to my Roth IRA, right? So a total of $638.28 goes to my Roth IRA. Now, on some months of the year, there are 5 weeks. When there's 5 weeks, there's an extra $159.57, right? So I think that'll come up to $1,147.85. All right, I believe that's the total. All right, so that money goes into my Roth IRA to fund that. Right, that's a total of $8,000 a year, guys. It goes into my Roth IRA. $7,000 on a regular, but if you're over 50 like I am, you're allowed to put an extra $1,000 into your Roth IRA, which equals $8,000, okay? So I'm maxing that out. Also, part of my money from my gig work business, my paychecks goes to, I have a brokerage account, all right? I have one brokerage account both of these are through Fidelity, guys. So both of these through Fidelity. I also have a brokerage account, right? In my brokerage account is the S&P 500, SPLG that I'm funding. I'm also funding an information technology, right? FTEC. In each one of these, I'm putting in $150 each, $150 each month, right? So that's $300 a month that I'm putting into that brokerage account, right? So if you add the two up, $938.28, right? That I'm applying each month to those investment accounts, right? Okay, guys, so that's just give you an example. And again, stay tuned for my next video, guys, and I just described to you how unprecedented it's going to be to start this vlog and have you guys roll with me on occasion to share with you guys my net worth. And it's going to be an incredible journey. But again, this is my opportunity. This is my chance to do it, and I'm going to do it, guys. I'm going to be the one to share with you guys how you can build wealth by following me through my everyday journeys, my every week journey. And you know, there's going to be some L's. I know there's going to be some L's. I already know that already. There's going to be some wins as well, right? So stay tuned, guys. Again, I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully you're looking forward to it. Share my journey with me and let's roll with it, okay? In that video, I'm going to share with you the 2 other ways I use to use my gig economy money and where I apply it to, all right? Okay, guys, thank you for having me. Again, if you're new to the channel, you like what you heard during this video, I'm going to ask that you share this information with someone you care and love. They can use this information to their advantage long term, and so can you. K-2s. Hey, again, guys, here we are. Let's make some magic happen. We've come too far to forget who we are. So let's take it to another level. Raise the bar. Only then can we toast to ancestor stars. Peace.